Morning, guys. So here we are. Another cold morning.
While the sun is bright, or in the darkest night, no one knows. It comes and goes. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you?
This little hole works out well for me. Might not be everybody's choice, but my house is not that big, so it allows me to control. I can have a smaller fire than I would if I had big logs. If I had 3 big logs in there burning, it would take that many to keep going, if you know what I mean. So I can break my wood down smaller. I never get feedback from opening the big door to put wood in. It just goes through the vent hole here. So, and at night I'll feed this thing and feed it. Get a big bed of coals built in there, and I'll choke it down to where there's just a slit on the bottom. And I'll wake up in the morning and I'll still be able to throw wood in there a lot of times. And I keep the house warm. So that works out well. So it's about 30 degrees out there this morning. It's, like I said, Tuesday, April 21st, 2026. So I've been working on my Hot Rod Lincoln. I figured I'd show you what's going on with that. Hot coffee. Cheers. So, this is my Hot Rod Lincoln. Been working on my paint job. I decided to go money green and brown. So it was supposed to be a mahogany, but it ended up being more of a brown. And I'm painting the tires now. They were kind of a beige color. So this would have had that Lincoln V8 in it. A very desirable engine for hot rodders when everybody was running around with flatheads or four cylinders, for Christ's sakes, hopped up 4 cylinders. So the idea, like I said, was to create a hot rod. Originally I was thinking about covering this in, but I think I'm going to leave it open and maybe put I don't know, something that hot rodders would have back in the day, a little toolbox or something, you know, to the side, maybe a small gas can or something. I'll make those up and stick them in there. Still working on the silver on the bumper and the headlights and stuff. The body is pretty much completed as far as the paint. This was just a cheap toy that I picked up in the flea market and stripped like all the parts off of it, the headlights, the parking lights, the horns and stuff. I left the headlights, but I stripped it down like the hot rodders. And they probably would have cut the fenders off too, but I'm not going to go that far with it. I'm just going to take it to this point, because some of them guys would take the fenders off. I can only imagine how many rocks they caught in the teeth going around corners. Those tires pick up stones and throw them up in the air when there's no fenders there, so you got to be careful driving behind some of those cars with no fenders. Yeah, it was 30 degrees out this morning, so I decided not to go out. Decided that I was going to paint the tires. I haven't done the back side of the tires yet, and that's kind of what I was going to work on today. I let the other side. If only we could turn our cars over like this to work on. It'd be a lot easier, wouldn't it? Oh, man. Didn't over tighten it, just sometimes to see how it's starting to dry. Damn. These paints are about Going to be having to get new paints pretty soon. It's starting to get dry. Once you start to use them, once you open it, it's just a matter of time before they... Sometimes when I'm working on this stuff, I get ideas for vehicles that I actually want to build, you know what I mean? But for now, for this next year, I'm not buying anything new. I'm going to concentrate on what I have and see if I can move a couple of vehicles maybe this summer. The economy's been so slow in New England. And the reason I know is I go on Marketplace almost every day and I look at the antique trucks. And I've been looking at the same trucks that have been on there for sale for over years. Some, it says like 52 weeks and stuff. And the price was reduced. And it's still for sale. I know a couple that had they had a lot of money in the truck too, and they thought they were going to get their money out, and they were leaving the area and wanted to sell out a lot of stuff. And they got pennies on the dollar for what they built. It was a beautiful Chevrolet square body they put a lot of money into. But you end up just getting people that want to, what do you call them, flippers? That's all I got. I had one guy cuss me out. It's like, oh, you want to get out of it, but you want all your money back. It's like, I don't want to get out of anything. I don't have to sell it. I want to sell it. Trying to just fund my next project. And that was my plan initially, was to build the trucks and then sell them at a small profit. I don't expect to get my labor out of it. Labor's like therapy to me, It's just keep me from going stir crazy. Got to have something to do. And I don't want to go back and work for somebody, so it's kind of like being self-employed in my garage, So yesterday I serviced the boiler for the front apartment by taking the top off and vacuuming it out. Never friggin' fails. I went down there prior. I'm looking for my tube brush, or the brush that you use to clean through the tubes where the exhaust goes out of the burner. And couldn't find it. I'm looking. I mean, I put every light on. I got my flashlight. So I said, you know what? I got to go down to the hardware store anyway. I'll grab one. As soon as I got back, it was right there hanging on my spare boiler. I don't know why I put it down on the spare boiler. That's where I put it down. But I was literally standing. If it was a snake, it would have bit me right on the pecker, So, it's right where it was. Right there about groin level. So, thank God it wasn't a snake. Alright, we got black wheels, baby. We got black wheels. So now, put it back on the jack here. Let's put it back on the stands here. Hey, Joe. Where you going with that gun in your hand? Jimi Hendrix, man. That's a sad story about Jimi Hendrix. Really dig his music. When I was in Germany, I had a big-ass stereo I bought. That was the thing, everybody. They were cheap. I think I paid like $400 for the stereo and then like another $400 for speakers. I had 4 huge speakers. And we were way up on the 3rd floor of the barracks. And we put music like this on, man. You could hear it for two blocks away. But on Saturdays, they didn't bust your ass. You could do what you wanted to do up there in the barracks. We had a really cool first sergeant. He's like, when we'd be cleaning the barracks, we could put the music on loud. And when we were cleaning, he's like, at least they're working. Leave them alone, you know. I enjoyed part of my military time. What I didn't enjoy was some of the people I met. Thieving, steal your dirty underwear, for Christ's sakes. I went around with this black guy from Chicago that I ended up getting extra duty for stomping his face into the ground. I had to do extra duty for 2 months, friggin' mopping out the CO's office after hours. But it was worth it. Tried to steal my TA gear, then lied about it. Said I attacked him, and I was a bigot and everything else, but it's alright. I got what I wanted. Different time when I was young and dumb and full you know what. There it is, guys. Give you the wheelie shot. Car like this wouldn't pull a wheelie. See all that hood up front? That's because it's probably got the engine weighs more than the whole car. The engine and transmission on these old vehicles. Big old cast iron block. Ain't no hangman gonna put no noose around me. Out from Rusty, Rhode Island, guys. See y'all on Bad Chat.